Hello bibliophiles, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanvi Dikshit and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing my latest self-help read, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. As always, a little something about the author before I begin. Melanie Lee Robbins, best known as Mel Robbins, is an American podcaster, social media personality, writer. She is a lawyer by qualification, but she went on to become a motivational speaker and a sort of social media personality. Her TED Talks actually became very, very viral and she garnered a lot of following on social media. She creates content on Instagram as well as YouTube. I actually got to know about her through Instagram. One day when I was scrolling on Instagram, Instagram pushed one of her reels on my feed. And it was about career advice or relationships or something like that, and I found it to be really helpful. So eventually I started following her. I also started following her on her YouTube channel where she creates longer podcast style episodes, and I genuinely found her videos to be very, very helpful. She gives you tips on just how to live life that have really helped me, and that's the reason I decided to pick this book up. Before the Let Them Theory, she's already written two other best-selling books, The High Five Habit and The 5-Second Rule. Now I haven't read any of them, so if any of you has read them and has any comments to share, please leave a comment, let me know. I would love to hear your review about those books. Now let's talk about the book. The Let Them Theory is about 300 something pages long and is divided into concise chapters. It's sort of like a manual. The chapters are really easy for you to flip through. So Mel, at the age of 41, found herself to be under mountains of debt. She was unsuccessful, she was depressed, she lacked the motivation to do anything. She would literally not even feel like getting out of the bed in the morning. She would constantly be upset by what people are thinking about her. And that's when she stumbled upon the 5-second rule. The 5-second rule kind of helped her to pull herself out of this sinkhole that she was in. She eventually started to work on herself, garnered success, and then came up with the Let Them Theory, which kind of helped her to sort of not let other people's opinions or behaviors affect her own life and the way she chooses to live her life. So let me tell you a little something about the 5-second rule first. She narrates this incident when this one morning she was actually finding it difficult to even get out of bed. It happens to the best of us. So that's when she kind of came up with this idea of the 5-second rule, which is basically you just count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and you go ahead and do it. You sort of propel yourself to do it. Whether it's getting out of bed, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's writing an email that you've been dreading, whether it's making a phone call that you've been dreading. You know, you just don't give your mind the opportunity to overthink, the opportunity to self-sabotage and stop yourself from doing it. You just count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and you jump and you do that task that has been on your mind that you have been procrastinating about. So that was the 5-second rule. This book particularly centers on her theory called the Let Them Theory. Now what exactly is this theory all about? This book focuses mainly on the Let Them Theory, goes deep into what this theory means and kind of gives you 8 different areas of your life in which you can actually apply and use this theory. So what exactly is the Let Them Theory? The Let Them Theory is literally what these two words mean. Let them. We unknowingly give a lot of importance to how people perceive us, what people think about us, whether people like us or not. Think about this. You're starting something new in your life. You're making a big life decision. You're making a major shift in your life. You're always bogged down by the thoughts of how other people would perceive this decision. Okay, if I think of doing something really unique or path-breaking in my career, will people really accept it? Will people think that I'm crazy for doing it? How will people think about it? If I decide to make a change in my relationship or move to a different location, will people be happy about it? Will people be mad at me for it? Will people like me in spite of it? There are so many questions that we always sort of come up with when it comes to other people. And this can be your family members, this can be your husband or wife, your children, your colleagues, or even random people you meet on the streets, right? We let people's perception of us define a lot of behavioral traits that we have, and that's so messed up. I personally relate to that a lot because I feel like I overthink so much about other people on the daily, like literally in my day-to-day life. To the extent of being a people pleaser at times, where I try to sort of modify my behavior to make other people feel comfortable or to please other people. And I know that all of us have been guilty of doing this at some point. And it's also fair because we as humans, we are social animals, right? We have a biological, hardwired need to be accepted by the society, to fit into the society, right? And that just makes us feel less lonely, less alone. But what we don't realize is because of this need to be accepted, we sort of let our life decisions be dictated by other people's opinions and other people's thoughts, which we should not be doing. But that's exactly what the let them theory teaches you. The bottom line is that you can't control anything. You can't control what people think about you. You can't control how people behave. You can't control whether people like you or not. The more you try to control other people's actions and opinions and behaviors, the more difficult life becomes for yourself. So this theory is all about unleashing your control and saying, let them. Let them do it. Right? These are the two words which are very important. For example, if you're at a restaurant and a server is rude to you, let them. If you are making a career shift and people think it's a crazy idea, let them. If you had a fight with your parent or your child or your partner and they said something really mean to you, let them. If you posted something on social media and people gave you a lot of hate for it, let them. The moment you start to say let them, you sort of unleash control and you liberate yourself. Because let's be real, you anyway can't control people. The least you can do for your own mental health is to just let them and not be bothered by it. And after you say let them, you also say let me. While you unleash control over other people, you also know that the only thing you can truly control in life is yourself, your own actions, your own thoughts, your own behaviors, your own choices. So while you let others do whatever they want to do, you are free to focus on your own life. You're free to focus on the things that you really want to do, on the choices that you really want to make, on bettering your own life, on shifting the focus of your life from what will people think about me to what I really want to do with my life. And that kind of pulls you from this very external state of mind to a more inward and centered space of mind. Us as human beings, we are hardwired to try to control everything and everyone around us. So the moment when we think that we're losing control, we feel anxious and we sort of want to control everything. But the reality is that the only thing you can control is yourself. So when you shift that focus from controlling others to controlling yourself, you significantly elevate your life. As I mentioned before, this book teaches you to apply the let them theory in 8 important areas of your life. I'm going to tell you what these are. Managing stress, fearing other people's opinions, dealing with someone else's emotional reactions, overcoming chronic comparison, mastering adult friendship, motivating other people to change, helping someone who is struggling, and choosing the love you deserve. Finally, coming to my verdict on the book, as I mentioned before, I really admire Mel and I admire the simplicity and the applicability of the theories that she suggests. For example, you can use the let them theory to do simple mindset shifts in your day-to-day life, right? So this book doesn't really ask you to have like a major shift in your life. These are small micro changes. These are very easy to apply, very practical things. So I really love this book for that. Now, if you ask me, is it necessary for you to read this book or can you just get whatever this theory has to give you through a podcast episode? I would say you can skip it. While the book is very nicely written and I personally prefer reading over listening, like I love the written word, so given a choice I will always go for the book rather than a podcast. But if you don't want to waste a lot of time reading a book, I would also say that you can easily get the meaning and the gist of this theory from her podcast episodes as well. I would also recommend listening to the audio book, which is available on Audible. And the best part is the book has been narrated by Mel herself and she speaks really well. So I think it'll be a delight to listen to that as well. So if you're struggling with certain areas of your life, like a career shift or, struggling with your love life or struggling with a partner, I feel like this book can be really, really helpful to you. It will definitely uplift your life a little bit, if not a lot. I hope you enjoyed watching this review and leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this book. This is me, Tanvi Dikshit, signing off for now. I will be back in the next book review. Until then, please hit the subscribe button so that you are updated whenever my next video comes out. Happy reading!